Today I'm going to show you how to make perfectly moist chicken every single time, and it takes only about 10 minutes so that you can have juicy, tender chicken at the drop of a hat. Let's get into it. So, there's really only 2 ingredients in this whole thing, but it's so versatile and it makes such a juicy chicken that it's just like I literally make this at least once a week. Usually 2, or just in one really large batch. So I am a huge fan of rosemary, so I am going to pick a lot. But you could also use any other woody herb that you want, meaning like oregano or sage is delightful as well. All of these things are really wonderful, and they're kind of augmented, the flavor is released and augmented by the searing process. So, you know, it's just, everything is just so happy together. I always like to make extra, and that way you can put it on salads, or, you know, you'd have for dinner tonight and then, you know, put it on salad for the next day, like perfect in a grain bowl. I'm just saying, these are options. These are things I literally do every single week because I don't just eat cake. Shocking. All right, cool. So here's our rosemary, and we are ready to cook it. I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees. If you were baking other things at other temperatures, that's what you can bake this chicken at. It doesn't really matter. I just like to go in and out real fast. It's like, you know, perfectly moist every time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start preheating my skillet. I like to do this in a cast iron skillet. You can also do this in a iron grill pan. So go ahead and just kind of crank that speed or that heat to about high. I'm gonna take my chicken, and I'm going to, if it's like released a lot of juices, I like to dry it off, but you don't have to. Go ahead, and I'm going to season this with salt. I keep 1 chickeny hand and 1 free hand, and that is how I'm not contaminating any of my things. So go ahead and give it a little Salt Bae action, and then a nice little sprinkle of rosemary. Now with my chickeny hand, I'm going to press that rosemary in. I know, this is blowing your mind. You're like, why are you the way you are? I don't know. And then with your non-chickeny hand, go ahead and rosemary that. And then go ahead and salt it. You can also use black pepper if that's your thing. You could use cayenne, you can use whatever you want. This is the perfect vessel. So go ahead and just press that in, and now your chicken is ready. I'm gonna go wash my hand, and I'll be back. My pan is almost heated. I've got my chicken already over here, and I'm going to grab just a little bit of extra oil, and I'm going to give it a little in the pan, right? Now, you want this to be ripping hot, okay? You want to see smoke, place chicken down. That's the process. There's one thing that makes this moist every single time, and that is weighting the chicken down. Now you can do this with a pot or anything that's heavy really, but I like to do it with a cast iron skillet. And I'm going to show you a little trick, because you know that I'm averse to cleaning anything extra, right? So I am not in love with cleaning the bottom of my cast iron skillets. So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap my skillet with aluminum foil like that, right? And now we have something to press on our chicken, and then we just take all that off, and boom. I know, blowing your mind. All right, now I can see that my oil is heating up here. Go ahead and grab yourself a fork or something to transfer the chicken. You can use tongs, but then you're gonna have to clean your tongs before you turn it, because raw chicken, no bueno. All right, we are almost here. I see some smoke. Where there's smoke, there's a hot pan, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop my chicken in, like so. Skillet, prepared, whatever you have, fine, place it on top. Now what this does is not only weights down, but it evenly cooks the bottom, and so that the whole, it doesn't like pop up or have any spots. So you're gonna get a really nice brown, and the weight also helps kind of like keep that moisture locked in there. And so you get like a moist chicken breast every time. Now this is going to depend on how cold your chicken is and how hot your pan was and stuff, but it's usually going to take about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side, and then we're going to pop it in our oven. You can do the whole thing on the stove, and it will be delightful, but not quite as moist because it's how fast you cook the inside, and if it's sitting in the stove, it's going to kind of it's going to have to cook longer to get to the center. So just know that, but it is totally a possibility, and 100% you could do that. You can do the same process on the grill, and in which case you wouldn't necessarily finish it in the oven, but I see you grillers out there. Obviously, I don't have a grill. Someday. So we've got our chicken. We're going to flip her over. Look at how nice and golden brown that is. Look at that. And I'm going to put this back down. If you're persnickety, you're nervous Nelly, or you're going to finish this in the pan, you need to change your foil, okay? Because we just put raw chicken on top of cooked chicken. So we're going to put it in the oven for like 6 to 10 minutes, so it really doesn't matter. But if you're not going to do that, then you need to change your foil. Now, we are going to take this, remove this, throw this out, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to pop these in the oven. So I'm just going to finish them around 400 degrees. They're going to need about 8 minutes. So in total time, this takes about 12 minutes of cooking. It depends on how fast your breasts are. 2 of my breasts are obviously a lot smaller than the others, and so they are actually already done. The way that I tell, because I've been a meat cook, is I press on it, and it should feel firm, right? It shouldn't feel loosey-goosey. This one still feels like it gives it dents a little bit too much, right, before rising up. These 2 are done. I'm going to take those out right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab tongs, grab the babies, and place them on the plate, which I'm going to rest all of the chicken on before I cut it anyways. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop back in just for about a minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a little tent here, just to kind of keep them warm while they're resting, and while they wait for their friend, their big brother, if you will, who's not done. All right, he's out. So I can tell it's kind of like, it's firm, it's like, it feels almost really set, right? And so I can tell that it's done. So I'm going to take him out, and he's going to join his friends, and they're all gonna rest about 10 minutes. This is so that the juices can redistribute throughout the meat, and that's what makes it super juicy. So the juiciness comes from the weight and the sear and like locking in that moisture and then hitting it quickly in the oven to finish the cooking, and then the resting. So all of these steps are important. None of them are hard. They just take a little bit of preparation. But that way you can have perfect chicken every single time. No more dry chicken for you. Nope. Nope.